Hey free-to-play gang, welcome back to another video. This is going to be a quick one. We are going to be covering Tever for today's video. I'm also going to be covering Raven separately and some of the others as well. But for the most part, some of those aspects like Tia and Elliot, I will do them in my own main account. I mean, I will briefly touch them in the PTR server just to get an idea of how they work. But I will do a more in-depth video on them because I do have them very well built R6 and all that kind of stuff in my own account, so I think that's maybe a little bit more exciting. Now for this video, I'm gonna go through Tever, who is right now extremely stupidly broken. So let's take a look at his new Nico analysis once again. So analyzes enemies at the start of each of his turn, marking the targets with the highest attack, highest defense, highest max HP separately. Now Tever's attacks ignore damage mitigation effects, and when killing a target with the highest attack, you deal AoE damage equals to 150% overkill damage to all other enemies. And when attacking a target with the highest defense, ignores 60% of their defense and ignores 25% for non-player units, which is PvE units. And when attacking a target with the highest HP, it deals extra true damage where the true damage is 600% of his attack. So for example, right now I have 4,400 attack. Just multiply this by 6, that will be the true damage portion. And gains Nico Sense for 1 turn at the start of combat, and upon killing a target, enemies killed by Tever cannot be insane. Now, Nico Sense is currently changed a little bit, so it's an undispellable, crit damage plus 30%, chance of taking critical hits minus 100%. So when you have Nico Sense, enemies cannot land a crit on you, and resets all of his ability cooldowns at the start of his turn. Now this is broken as heck because his third skill now has this effect, absorbs all of their AP. This in itself is extremely broken when used with the Nico Sense. Let me show you what I mean. So I am purposefully fighting these enemies here because I have 153 speed and these guys have about 150, 152 speed, something like that. So I'm going to be outspeeding them, so I'm going to take the first turn. That's all I'm trying to achieve here. And as you can see, red here means he's like the highest attack. Green here means I think highest HP or defense. And blue is like either highest HP or defense. One of those, right? So I need to get used to it, but right now I don't think there's a telling sign, like it doesn't actually show anywhere, so you kind of have to remember what each of the colors do unless you rewind the video and you can see exactly what each of them represents. But what I want to show you is, because we have our third skill here, by using this skill we will absorb all of their AP, something like this. Okay, we got resisted here. Okay, wait. This is a bad show. We got resisted. Okay, let's do this one more time. Okay, we attack this guy over here, we absorb all of his AP, right? And because he was at like, I think 99% AP, we actually stole the turn because we are attacking the enemies and therefore we have turn priority. So we actually stole the turn because we absorbed all the AP. And because of Nico Sense, we actually reset the cooldown of all of our skills when we start the next turn again. Same thing, we can do it like that. Boom, we absorb all the AP, we take another turn. And now each of these guys, you know, every single time we take our turn again, there will be a redistribution of the Nico analysis onto all the existing enemy units left. So right now, each of these three will have, you know, each of these buffs as well. But when we kill another Esper, when we kill another enemy, this is where you see things get a little bit crazy. So we didn't manage to steal AP in this time. But as you can see, this Esper here, he actually has 2 of the Nico analysis on him. One being the AoE damage and the other being, I'm actually not sure what the blue one does, but that means that if we kill this guy here, right, we just kill him, this guy over here, this wind guy, has all the 3 analysis on himself, so he's gonna get the effects of all of these. So for example, if we kill him, we will then deal damage to all enemies, which is 150% overkill damage, and we will also ignore 60% of his defense, and on top of that we will also deal true damage. So if you use our third skill like so, boom, massive DPS. Okay, and just to reconfirm, the green one represents highest max HP, blue represents highest defense, red represents highest attack. So essentially the way he works is, if you're able to kill with your third skill and absorb all of the enemy's AP at the same time, you're gonna gain the turn all over again because you're absorbing all of their AP. So if you kill their fastest Esper, or at least the Esper with the highest AP, so for example, this guy is 99%, just make sure that you're not targeting someone with 98% or like, yeah, 98%. So for example, if we target this guy here, we absorb all of his AP, we are actually not going to steal the turn because right now we are like 1% away from 100% AP. But I think one final test, or at least 3 final tests, let's take a look at how each of these effects individual play its role. So for example, I think for the blue debuff here, which is, we are just going to ignore 25% of his defense because it's PvE. It's going to be quite straightforward. If we use our third skill here, boom, we just ignore a portion of his defense. Now, if we target this guy over here with the highest max HP, we should see true damage. Okay, so this 65,000, it should incorporate some bit of the true damage as well. Because for example, if we target this Esper over here with no buffs, no debuffs whatsoever, no analysis, right? If we use the third skill here, we are not going to do 65k, we're actually going to do 34,000. So we did an extra 30,000 because we had about 4.5k attack, which if you multiply that by 6, is quite close to 30,000. So 34,000 plus something close to 30,000 is going to be about 60 plus k, which is the damage that we did to this isolator earlier on. And now for the final test, we are going to attack this Esper with the highest attack, right? So what that means is we're going to deal overkill damage to him. So it's going to look something like this. Boom, we basically overkill 36,000, whatever that was spilling over would eventually spread to the other Espers as well, and that wiped the entire field. So Tever right now is a very, very extremely broken character. Like, he's very easy to use. It's very easy to understand whatever that he does. Like, his first skill, this is like nothing at all. We are mostly considering his third skill over here. So his Nickel Gift Box is extremely strong. His Nickel Sense buff is extremely strong with the Nickel Curse. And his entire kit is just broken in my opinion. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think about Tever right now. Do you feel like he is overtuned? Do you feel like he's okay? Do you feel like he is currently where Shima Legendary Espers need to be? Because we have Nusi, we have Shenpin, they are all really, really broken. We have not talked about Raven as well. And I mean, Unas is still Unas, right? But I guess we can end the video over here. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Dislyte content. Now with that said, this has been Tevor, free to play. And as always, I will see you in the next video.